What is it with my certain devices and just building up like, I don't know, grease or something on them? Or is it like the plastic getting bad here on the back side of my keyboard? Because for some reason it's rough there, and like I remember that sort of being an issue on my like pedal shifters. Although on like one of the pedals actually for this one, the paint is peeling off actually, so that's the issue there, which is a hilarious problem to have. Alright then. Let's get on the server because we're probably late for qualifying already at this rate. Come on. Oh yeah, we have to change my primary. We have to go for the wholesale list of Alpines. Oh god, I always struggle to find ours. Where is it? There it is. Well, that didn't work. Didn't find the server. Where's the server? And that didn't turn anything up either. Server name, please. Can I just casually know what the name of the server is? It is that. But you spell it in, you know, pieces, which is even more stupid. So there it is, and yeah, they are already in qualifying. We only have so much time in quali. But I mean, there's not many GT4s probably left in this. I mean, there's not that many cars left in this grid anyway. 13 we're down to. And we're just after the halfway, I think, in this champion. Oh wait, nope, we're not turning my controls off yet. We haven't popped the overlay up. Not leaving from overlay. Yep. There we have my overlay. Perfect. So, right, get my cable into position because that one wants to block me right now. Shove that back. Center my stuff. Okay, good. I think this all now works. We need to obviously make a setup now. Rear wing already detached. Good. Don't need that. What's a rear wing? Let's bring about 20 liters right now. We don't need ABS that high, I think. Toe on the rear? 0.5 might make sense. Yeah, might make sense. Pressures. Rear left seems a bit low, but otherwise they don't look too wrong to me. Very stiff springs in the front. But I mean, this is also Monza. It's like a on the other hand, you jump the curbs quite hard, so it's like it's an odd circuit in that sense. Alright, we'll go with this. Just try random settings, random clickety clackety, and see what works.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
This way. Got gloves on. Anyone coming? Doesn't seem like it right now. fits like a glove. Well, I mean, I don't know, because it's literally a glove. Honestly, we do have some GT4s here. Who do we have here in the GT4 class? I'm not sure. Have we seen Laverick? Was he there last week? Was it the guy that I had an incident with on the opening laps? Or was it someone else? Otherwise, I'm the only Alpine right now. There's 2 Mercedes, which might, you know, actually be fast. We shall see. Not sure if 57 is that very fast in GT4 terms. I don't think it's particularly slow. Oh yeah, she's taking the curbs like a champ. The Git car has no problems with these curbs. Good, we can probably run even stiffer suspension then, but like, not like I think we can gain really anything out of it. Yeah, 2 Mercs, 1 Cayman, and 2 Alpines. So this. I thought the brakes would actually undershoot me, but nope. Is that Merc just come out of the pits, or was he there the entire time without me noticing? Yeah, it could be both. Okay, you can get away that far with track limits? That's interesting. Not really running away from him at all, despite that he's out on probably an outlap. Front right tire's not getting up to temperature at all. Pressures are alright, actually a bit high on the rear. Yeah, we're bleeding actually to this Merc driver. What is going on again? Like, it's just, I can't catch a break here. I'm gonna keep winning, but like... It's also like, just barely. Let's see, what they're getting, 55, 56, 57, 58. Yeah, second off the pace here. Yikes, fam, we're not going good. Full second off the pace there. Have we found the one circuit that the Alpine is defeatable on? Or are we just washed? Probably the latter. I think this will be my final run here. Because I think at 14 we're not supposed to start on a lap, and I don't think I have quite enough time to get across the line.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
So I'm just gonna run like a few seconds short getting across. Oh, bled a lot of time there. That's cost me an opportunity, I think, for P2, because I just overdid it.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
Yeah, I think that's qualifying over for us. Yeah, so close, but yet so far. I think the guy behind me is continuing with me.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track.
Pretty sure quality is over for us, my dude. Yeah, washed, to say the least. I was not fast enough. P3 and our league is full of just mid-tier drivers, and I still get utterly beaten up completely. I'm just so shit at this game. I think they're running with mandatory refueling, but you don't have to. With mandatory refueling, but you don't have to change tires, if I remember correctly. What's the rules here? Yeah, the rules, and so do I. Not that stiff on the rear. We do perhaps want a bit softer suspension, right? I think he's continuing on despite that the timer had expired by the time here. But I mean, not like he can really do anything besides beat the guy on P1. Oh damn, that's too much for me. And well, Alford actually is. Like, the Cayman definitely is outside of his window then. If I remember correctly, it's 14 minutes. Yeah, and that's the GT3 lobby. He's also in the flap right now, so he's not gonna set anything. Is he on a flyer? Yeah, he actually is on a flyer. He's gonna set a lap time. Or not. He was on a flyer up until that point. Is he blind or some shit? Yeah, I would suggest disqualifying him at that point because he just kept driving for no reason. Like, you were told to return and then you only altered you have to start another lap. Like, you clearly were intending to break the rules. Come to think of it, these guys seem to not be running, you know, the entry list on the server, which means your car number doesn't get assigned automatically. I hope they still figure out the results correctly in the standings and afterwards. They can't be bothered to get these. Right. I mean, I'm leading the championship with the first 2 rounds. I mean, Christopher Marston, who's P2 in class right now, he's P2 actually in the standings. The first place in round 1, and then a 4th and a 3rd place finish. Paul Jackson, of the other Mercedes. Has a drop result of 6th for 2nd and 3rd place. I have a drop result of 4th with a 1st and a 1st finish. So, small chances, however, the guy who's actually on ball right now. And he is on the GT4 standings at all. Sounds like a familiar name, but apparently he isn't here. Rainer Sullivan is missing and Matt Redfern is missing. The 2 Alpine drivers that so far have been like harassing me this season. They've decided to not turn up tonight. Sophia Motorsports adds it, of course. Yes. I saw that the other day. They've also added another game. I mean, Alpha Factor 2, which they're also supporting, is gonna be shut down relatively soon, so... I mean, not really shut down, but like, no one is gonna... Studio 397 is closing doors relatively soon, most likely. It is not looking good for that developer. Oh, hi, Greg. I was just managing right now. How are you doing? My sleep is normal now. Is that a sarcastic comment or an observation? I hope to sort of get mine a bit in check after tonight. Going early to bed. Maybe recovering a bit. Also, why did I open the replay there? There's nothing to see. I did a single running qualifying of like 2 laps, flying laps that like set myself up. Not particularly great. We're starting 3rd in a grid of people that probably should be behind me. How I am doing alive as usual, kinda. Yeah, I mean, I guess like you can describe me as alive. Definitely getting early rest tonight. Oh, the shadows just suddenly covered up my dashboard. 48.7. They're starting to set somewhat competitive times. Oh yeah, by the way, in a Lambo. Wait a second, he has the traction control system right now off. Are they shitposting on another level? Like, I think he might be playing around with running low TC. He might be genuinely tryharding here. This is kinda cute considering he's, you know, doing not that fast. We have 24 air, 33 track, but like... That's nice. Yeah, I also like... After finishing this thing, I also laid down for a bit. I'll lay that down a bit longer again. And then went to bed at like 4 in the morning. So I think my sleep schedule is gonna be fine, even though I was quite tired today. I think if I just go to bed after this race, I'm probably fine. Yeah, he has been actually demoted to P3. There might be some halfway competitive people on GT3. Although I have more of a feeling the usual case of there's always someone faster than you out there is happening here. It's like, yeah, I'm looking at these times and it's like kind of intimidating. I genuinely question if I can beat them. I could be up there in GT3. I mean, I'm struggling right now in GT4s already, so it's like... Gear choice is a bit weird. I don't quite get it. The game's that big of like not running any traction control. Also, isn't ENG the engine map? Like, he seems to all run full... I guess it's the throttle map is one, but like, I don't know what ENG then stands for. ENG4. But yeah, he seems to switch between traction control, which is probably the lat option, on and 2. He doesn't really run 1. It took you 3 hours. Listen, you could have just made a spreadsheet for the BOP, exported it as a CSV file, and then used my tool that I wrote to convert a CSV table into a BOP JSON. I mean, it would have just saved you like 15 minutes probably of the 3-hour process. Well, probably like half an hour, but like... And you still would have had to copy the values by hand out of the LFM table, you know? Because you probably don't pay for the Patreon version of LFM. Engine map 5 is the best. On the Lambo for Monza at least. Why though? Like isn't... Oh wait, engine braking. Because the Lambo has engine braking maps, doesn't it? I remember the Lambo has weird engine braking maps. Because the throttle map probably you want to still leave at 1 because that's full power. But the braking map you probably want to run something else. That's an interesting thing. It's the fastest with most engine brake. Yeah, I mean, it does make sense because, you know, it slows down more. But yeah. Woo! That was a lot of airtime. But yeah, I haven't driven much I think I haven't driven the Evo 2 at all, Lambo. I think I've not even test driven that car. I've driven the Porsche, definitely. I've even tried entering it into championships, and it didn't end well for me. Like it works really well. The base aggressive setup of the Porsche 992 works really great at Watkins Glen. I love the thing there. But like I drove it in a championship, and the next round at Donington, it just was like pain, just squared. It was horrible, abhorrent garbage. I mean, this guy is just not not using the track at all. Hate the ACC Porsche. Yeah. Sure, you're entitled to your opinion. Yeah, I mean, that goes. After the Watkins Glen round of VTuber GT last season, I drove. Oh, the temperature have dropped massively. Jesus, that's a massive drop in temperature there. And we have a full hour race ahead of us, so you know, that's fun. I think I will go. Let's go 1.5 even up, I think, on the pressures. That might be a very big step up. But I feel like if I've done much of a temperature drop, that might be warranted. I mean, it did only drop by like 6 degrees ambient, and track temp dropped a bit bigger, but like we're also running into the evenings, it might get. No, let's shave like 0.2 back off. Right off the tracks. Let's see what we can do here. If we can make up the positions again. Oh yeah, right, we need to apply the pressures for the pit stop, although we're probably not changing tires here.
30 seconds.
Because tire change is not mandatory in this series. You just need to refuel with a mandatory, with 25 seconds standing time. Fixed rate refueling. Or more like fixed time refueling, because the rate is always fixed. Yeah, it might make sense to turn headlights already on.
Going single file.
Let's see how I do, if I do better than on Sunday evening to Monday. Yeah, the race didn't go too well. That Porsche Cup race.
Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
It's on the ABS a bit up. We can start dumping heat into the brake discs. How far can you actually move the brake bias backwards on this car? I'm a bit far behind even right now. So how far can we go? We can still go! 45% is the end. This car ships per default with 61%, by the way. In case you're curious. Let's see how high this thing can go. Right, this car getting a bit warm there. 70%! I don't know if you would want this sort of... brake bias range, but okay, fine. Finally. We're back to something that is actually usable for my warming up brakes. What I am noticing, I'm probably overshot my tire pressures. Yeah, my front right is already going towards overpressuring. And we're on the formation lap. Great. I fucked this up immediately with my tire pressures. But I don't know why my front right is so high pressure. Makes no sense. Oh, whatever. We shall see if the pressures go slightly down as we start racing and there's a lot of airflow going over the tire. But not a whole lot of. Yeah, I spammed click the brake bias adjustment on my wheel. But yeah, I overshot my tire pressures. I should have honestly just stayed with like the pressures I had. This is not good. We might just change tires on the pit stop.
Go in double file.
Let's adjust the ABS back down to where I'm running it actually. What the hell is happening with my front right? Why is it so overinflated? Genuinely. Like, we ran these pressures in qualifying and it's like, the car was fine. And I increased them by 0.3 now, 1.3 up, right? But now I'm overshooting the pressures by a massive margin there.
Green light, show them where to go.
Let's just watch the Mercs disappear here on the front stretch from us.
Car on the left.
No, they're not even pulling that much on me.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh great, awesome. Oh fuck, we stalled.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Slow car ahead.
Oh, that didn't go too well. I mean, we at least didn't collect any damage. That's something. What? But why though? Why are we resetting? We didn't reset like when we had the issues at Paul Ricard. Although this is nice for me because I can fix my tire pressures this time around. Yeah. So let's take advantage of that fact. And lower them. 0.7 I think, if we're going to go down. What time are we starting here? At 8 PM, so it will sunset mid-race here. Difficult decisions here on the tire pressure. Probably still higher what I just selected, but okay, we're gonna get something now. Alright, we have to go for the entire process of doing... Where the the Alpines? Well, there's Laverick, and then there's me. That's the only two Alpines on the grid. And Laverick is a driver who hadn't driven before this round, so the only recurring character is actually Marsden, Smortions, on the other hand, I think hasn't driven in GT... Oh, wait. Yeah, Smortion sounds like a familiar name, but, like, Marston definitely is P2 in the standings. Laverick hasn't driven yet in this series. I'm not sure about Elford. I think he has driven before. But yeah, the grid has shrunk quite significantly since the last round at Watkins Glen. I think people just did the usual slump in the middle of the championship here. I mean, it was kind of impressive what grid size we had in Glen, but I don't see really a reason why people wouldn't turn up this week. Although, the thing is, with the Americans, they might be... I don't know how Thanksgiving works out for them, but they might be able to, you know, take... A lot of Americans leagues wouldn't run, obviously, around that time. So you could just, you know, take advantage. And there's some random European league that's still obviously running their races at a time slot that is for you in the afternoon. So, like, why not just do, you know, spend 90 minutes doing a short GT3, GT4 race? So I guess maybe that's the reason some Americans turn up here that we didn't expect or take note of, and they obviously didn't turn up this week then again because, you know, it doesn't work out for them. I don't know. It's just you can tell when Thanksgiving is because suddenly in the American leagues just all shut down. Yeah, front brake discs are getting a bit toasty at that point. Yeah, for some reason my front right really wants to inflate in pressure compared to the other tires. It's very strange stuff. But we did see last time that we can go to straight line speeds with bugs, at least at the start. It's just a question of, like, can we keep up with them after the start as well. Yeah, my all brakes are now yellow. Oh wait, I wasn't running any high ABS right now. Good evening, Mr. Brunch. How are you doing? Oh wait, I got... And hello, Mr. J19. Nice seeing you here. I don't know, for the first time, I guess. Welcome to the second attempt at just starting this race. Because somehow 13 cars can still make a massive pileup in turn 1 and enough for the admins to at least, you know, restart the race immediately. Like, I had just about reached Grove Grande when they restarted. It's not like the, you know, formation lap is kind of slow and tedious. Nah, couldn't be the case. What's that? Well, the Mercs have decided to disappear again on this formation here. Start a bit far forward.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Well, I'm not sure. Smortion seems to not have gotten a good launch there. On the other hand, again, we're on an Alpine. We don't have straight line speed. But yeah, he got seemingly a really bad launch.
Car on the left. Clear on
And
the
there's a bit of a pile-up again.
left. Car
There's a
on the left.
Porsche next to me that's pushing me off the circuit nearly.
Clear on the left.
But we did retain our position in class, and actually there was a bit less carnage. Let's.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And now we're dealing with the Alpine problem. Do you see the Mercedes behind us? No, you don't. I can tell you there's a Mercedes because there's 0.4 seconds behind me a Mercedes, but like, you have no clue where the fuck that car is. Till you turn into a corner and then you suddenly, there's someone behind me. Actually, I can't even see him when I'm just cornering. I could just briefly see him there. He must have run a bit wide there. Right, we have a bit of ground to make up on Marston. And I'm shooting wide here. Seemingly this Porsche driver is right now struggling to beat a GT4 car. Which is, you know, kind of funny. Not gonna lie. Yeah, they're really not pulling much on me in the straights. Considering I'm my small, cute Alpine, and it's a French car, I shouldn't call it cute. It's an abomination. They forgot to install a rear view mirror, so you know. Although that's kind of a Kuna's problem, or they just forgot to adjust the side mirrors correctly. They got that figured out with the crossbow, but the crossbow is so garbage, BOP-wise, that, like, you know, you might as well bring the Maserati instead of it. Just make right now quite a bit of ground up. I mean, probably these corners are where we make up ground on them. Although he did have a faster run of Lesmo too than me. Yeah, this is going to turn into very much a veritable slog here for me. Because as long as we're out of the slipstream, he is pulling, actually. We might have just found the only circuit where the Alpine might not be completely busted overpowered. Because that guy seems to just not have the edge on him. Do I get the black and white ones? I mean the fire highs. Maybe someday. He's pulled on me this lap. Like, come on, what is happening again? This is a grid of people who are like not that good at sim racing. Except for me. And I struggle to just about beat them with the most overpowered GT4 car. I'm so badly washed, it's unbelievable. I'm just so fucking shit at this game. You know, I expected to actually fight other Alpine drivers tonight, but the two guys that have been basically putting me under pressure every single race this season so far, well, they didn't turn up. About the Mercedes drivers that have been completely anonymous this season. Oh, thank you, car. I gladly appreciate to have a massive oversteer moment that cost me any amount of time I had gained so far. This is inveritably frustrating. Yeah, they're lapping mid-57s and I just can't go this fast. The car's politely refusing to do so.
Car on the right.
And there comes the other Merc by me. Even. Heck. And then fucking checks me up in the middle of the corner. But, like, I had no chance of really seeing him before he pulled alongside. But I mean, you know, we're gonna just tang on the back of him and hope that we can keep up, I guess, maybe. Down the straightaways. It's not like they're even running that much away in the straights from me. It's just I can't really make up ground in the corners. It's a classic Monza case. Anytime you lose on this track, it's basically just gone into a fucking void. I really don't want to fight him. I just want to have him tow me along. And then he overcooks the corner completely like a fucking idiot. Like, come on, bro, you're actually costing me time now. Any brand you suggest for fly highs? I don't know. Which one is cheaper? You know, a lot of yes, especially if you buy over Amazon, a lot of them are like the same, just rebadged. It's the same Chinese crap that's being resold. So, why really bother? There is one brand that like specifically sells extra long ones. They are veritably good.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
That wasn't particularly a smart idea for me.
Car on the left.
Come on, you're holding me for fuck's sakes up.
Car on the left.
How much fucking time you cost me, man? Like, I'm finding the race leader here, not you. You're some... I mean, both of you are door stoppers, effectively, of, like, skill level drivers. In the usual circumstances, you're non-present in the race. I mean... Mouston only has a win because, you know, no one else had actually competently. Motherfuckers be pulling a GM. I don't know who was first, the Chinese or the GM. GM, yes, they did that first. I'm losing so much ground right now. And they isn't even lapping that fast. It's just I'm getting held up badly right now. Brakes. It's really weird. Like, you think you're undershooting that corner, and then you come to the apex and the thing just goes yom straight on. It just suddenly, as soon as you reach the apex, stops slowing down the car and just throws you straight on. Thanks, Cal. I gladly appreciate that feature. Thought I would ask the master move. General of Fluff. Yes. Really kind of sensible decision. But I mean, I'm also the master of being a cheapskate. It's like I ran this section like fucking flat out and he still pulled like 3/10 back out on me. This is so bullshit. I found the one track the Alpine isn't good at, god damn it. It sure should have to happen to me to get beaten up by someone. With while driving a fucking Alpine. Yeah, he goes from lapping 58 back to going 57.3. Fucking thanks. Just, you know, continue bullshitting me at this point. Okay, this time around the car did slow down. Holy hell, how much faster I'm into there. Like, any gains I make, it's just like they get immediately eaten by a backup. And now I have to deal with some traffic. That's not what I'm looking forward to. Oh, he decides to delete himself. Thanks. And I ate a bunch of gravel instead. Dropped another 2/10 in the middle of a corner. And you gain 4/10 in the first corner and then like lose 2/10 in the span of the next 2 corners. It's just pain. Just pure pain at that point. I still don't quite understand why this car's so overpowered. I still don't quite get it. Because it just isn't quite as overpowered as everybody else is getting this thing to do. It's fast at times. I mean, I'm not losing too much ground on Mercs here, but like... The weird thing is I lose the ground on the Mercs in the corners, kind of. They're not running away from me in the straightaways. They don't have straight line speed advantages, they? When I have a shit lap, when they have a shit lap, I have also a shit lap. I can't make up any ground. This is so fucking bullshit. That was way too late. And that cost me all gap from behind. I don't know, I lost 4/10 and he gained like 8. I don't know how math works, but like, I'm pretty sure that's not how math works. Okay, you can abuse the curb there completely. And the car's fine with that. I don't know why he's getting so much more fucking exit speed than me then here. He's dragging away slowly when I come out of this corner. Yeah, despite my blunder into turn 1, I still didn't really lose much time. how much the ABS is malfunctioning there into the first corner. You could just hear it dumbing completely off. Like, no, you don't need to fire that much. We're already running you at 1. Stop malfunctioning. You piece of garbage. That was a bit fast. And that tanked a bunch of exit speed. I'm actually making up ground now of them. Are their tires just dead now already? How long have we been running? 18 minutes. Like, I don't believe that. That would be weird. It's not warm. Not warm in the slightest. Like, I wouldn't believe that their tires died this quickly. Even on a McLaren, you wouldn't kill your tires that fast. Especially on a track that is not really heavy on tires. Seems to me they're just not able to run as fast anymore. All of a sudden. Maybe this race is starting to turn my way. Well, I need to stay vigilant and keep pushing. The margin for turn 1 is so razor thin. Like, I tried to brake a bit early, but like, even then it still didn't work right. This kind of made it close. Or what also could be happening is that their tire pressures are dropping too low. And that's their problem right now. That they have tire pressures that are dropping through the floor. Mine are still kind of high. Left side is kind of high. Front right is cold as a tire, but like, the pressure is alright on it. Slowly coming from. Fuck, that was too late. No, fuck off. Yep, that was bound to fucking happen because I kept pushing the braking zone too far. At some point the car would not slow down enough. That immediately cost me a bunch of my valuable time that I was running him down. Okay, we should... 37 liters required to get to the end. Let's take some reserve. Here's what I just spotted, I think, is that the race leaders are coming up. And while granted there's not that much traffic here, that's still time losses that you suffer. So I think I'm gonna just call it into pits at this point already. And just jump the gun on a point. To avoid traffic. Turn the high beam on as well. Although in the pits you should usually not turn the high beams on in the pits. Or the pit limiter usually disables the high beam. He took the merry time to get to the refueling port on our car. Right. Now we just need to wait.
Mandatory stop is not here.
Took us way too long there to get rolling again. There's still some GT3s coming up. No, the GT3 comes in good. That avoids our problem. Socks. Yes, long socks. Potentially thigh high, huh? Now it's hammer time. Let's see if the Mercs actually put new tires on. I have a feeling they might. Either they burn through them, which is highly unlikely, or they just ended up having low pressure at this point, which resulted in their lap pace drop. In any case, they were not performing anymore at the same level, while I was getting faster and faster towards the end there, due to low and low fuel levels. Marston got a drive-through penalty. He speeded in the pit lane, so the race leader has just eliminated himself. No, he didn't speed in the pit lane because he hasn't pitted yet. He must have gotten the one on the track, actually. Anime and the socks are all you need. You think the socks make you faster? I had for a long time my status on Discord being fires give you 2 tenths. Maybe. I mean, I've historically driven in socks, so it made sense when I started streaming and stuff that I would also be running thigh highs. That I had at the time recently bought. Although these are like a newer set that I'm using right now. So that's the race leader just about cycling out in front of me, which is not ideal. No, actually that's not the race leader, that's someone else. The race leader's still out there, which is good, because that means I'm gonna avoid him once he does his pit stop. But yeah, I mean, they have stripes on them. People say rally stripes make the car faster, so I say put the rally stripes on the driver as well for a tiny bit of an extra advantage. We're right now catching up to the other Alpine driver. He's not enjoying this race quite as much as me. Fortunately, this week we had for most of the season drivers that other Alpine drivers that were faster, kind of faster than me, but also like not. Over race distance, I could beat them, and in qualifying, I usually just about beat them for the pole position, but like they kind of were like really stuck to the back of me for most of the race usually, and it was kind of nerve-wracking. This time around, those two drivers have not turned up. Instead, we have the Mercedes causing issues for me. Except that obviously I've pitted first now, and well, the race leader has collected the drive-through. Well, the class leader, not the overall race leader, has collected the drive-through. So, and we were in P2 when we came in. So the chances are pretty good for us to actually take the lead once the pit cycle concludes. I used to have those pedals also upgrading to using Bell Pro. I also race using socks. I will try strives to see if any effect. Interesting. But you use the TSPC, well, not TSPC, these are the TLCM pedals, right? Yes. TLCM pedals, the load cell pedals from Thrustmaster. I quite like them. I upgraded from T3 PAs that I used for like quite a few years. I used my T3 PAs, I think like 2-3 years. Probably nearly 4. Nearly 4 years of usage, but like the problem was with those, I had to replace the springs in them. I got replacement springs after like 1.5 years, and ran those for a long time, but gradually all the springs failed, and then also the replacement springs started failing. So I bought the TLCMs, and funnily enough, like I think at that time only there was the spring in the clutch I think was broken, but like was still able to push the pedal back up to full position. It just had a slight clack in the middle of the range. And then you had, and then I bought the, and when I bought the TLCMs, ordered them, then suddenly all the other springs in my pedal failed. So I had to like drive on a broken brake spring on my old T3 PAs, and it was like, I think the VOD might still be up of that. I think I raced at Le Mans with the BMW M6 or something like that, wasn't it? In R-Factor 2. It wasn't the time when I still played R-Factor 2. But yeah, I had to rearrange the pedal range and everything for that weekend, just to make it possible and run with auto clutch, because I just didn't have enough springs that were functional enough to run with clutch still. Yeah, I've been happy with my TLCMs really. I mean, driving with Husingwell Pros without any shoes is quite impressive, considering they must be like quite heavy pedals, I would imagine. That's why I did put stripes in my hair, but that didn't help at all. Yeah, I guess that made you so fast that you lost the downforce on the rear end, Greg. pain. Reject shoes, embrace fires. Yeah, I guess so. But put your hand still into gloves. I did actually recently, because on the topic of gloves, did buy some thigh highs and also like basically sleeves with paws on them, like plastic paws.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
I've seen pictures like that before of those. Came also with some cat ears. Gloves or socks for hands. Yeah. But yeah, I've tried. I wouldn't drive with those because I mean they feel really weird to like walk in. So there comes the GT3 leader.
Clear on the right.
Compared to other people, I can actually give room, you know.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
But yeah, I wouldn't drive with those. Not also with like. Think about these like lengthy gloves that would pair with dresses and stuff. Like, you would ruin them obviously on a steering wheel because at least the open wheel rim from Thrustmaster has this Alcantara-like texture that discolors everything black that like even looks at it the wrong way. So yeah. These fires for you must be kept. I have them. I just wouldn't drive with them. I can show them perhaps after we're done with the race. But yes, I actually own them. And as I described earlier, like they are a bit weird to walk in. Due to the paws. The glove part of them, well, the sleeve as I call it, because it's like it's fingerless gloves with half a sleeve going back upwards with a paw on the fingerless part. Yeah, those feel fine. Like they probably might be even like, you know, a comfortable way of typing. On the PC keyboard. What is the injury called that you get from the office worker injury from typing? Or you shorten a muscle or something? I don't know. Don't remember what the name of that is, but like, imagine some with gloves preventing them. That's just a bit too hilarious. It seems it's outside raining right now. I've noticed, I mean, besides the problem due to it being so cold outside that you can't really like get fresh air in, I've noticed that I had left from some of the sun sails that we have on the outside of our windows still in the down position. Which meant when it was, you know, freezing, they were sort of rock solid. So when you opened the window, it was like you had basically a sheet of ice They were basically frozen. You sort of have to bend them, and like I'm not sure that doesn't damage them permanently. You need to definitely just unhook them finally and roll them in. They serve to just reduce the amount of light that gets in through the window in summer, while heating up while they're outside. They're also just, they heat up outside and don't heat your room up, while other like curtains and stuff would obviously they heat out up on the backside and then radiate the heat still into your room. Obviously summer is quite an interesting time period. You don't have air conditioning here in Europe and you just melt. Hello, car. Yeah, I mean, I'm an attic dweller, so they're specifically for attic windows. They go down on the outside. But yeah, that piece of cloth is basically frozen a bit. I don't like moving it around in that state. Don't want to damage it, as said. Cat pour fire eyes on in the team outfits. Yeah. I mean, for UK. Right. I mean, you guys have quite a few cat boys and wolf boys in there, in that team. While I'm over here, the old fox. And I think Isaac is just a human being. I mean, an anime human, but you know. I think.
Slow car ahead.
Yeah, I'm a fox. An old wireless fox. Who's up to no good at most times. And always has some trick up his sleeve. Because, you know. It's not of this race, it definitely did not look like I'm gonna win it. Two wolf boys and the human. Polo is, I guess, a wolf then, probably. It's like, I think. That was the interesting question: who's who in this scenario inside UK? You're not old. I do feel old. I mean, in terms of sim racing, I'm like, not as in terms of my age, but like just how much experience I have. I'm the old fox. Me and Reska both effectively fill that role. Maybe we need to give Reska some fox ears onto his bottle. The old fox needs them. Ah, the cats and Winky with Yuki are the wolves. I see. Is Tal's actually part of UK? Because I mean, he has been with us when we did GT4 regularly. So, but I mean, I'm regularly with you guys, and I'm not in UK. Neither is Jordan. Well, Reska is actually all. Yeah. Funny thing is, despite having my tire pressure is still high. Despite that the temperature has like gone down, the tire pressures have stayed like they actually kind of have increased over the race, despite the temperature decreasing. Although it hasn't decreased much, it's actually decreased so far by 1 degree. I forget always, despite it getting dark relatively fast, oftentimes the air and track temp do not fall actually as fast once night falls. You expect them to fall, but they just don't. I think the temperature fall off in ACC is like gradually before the night falls, and not like in real life where night falls and the temperature starts really fucking dropping fast. I mean, if you look at, for example, weather simulation in ACC, and because ACC sets its temperature via the average temperature, plus obviously what time of day it is, how high the cloud coverage is. But one of the funny things is that the deviation between day and night with low or high cloud coverage is the same. When in real life, if you have high cloud coverage, the nights are warmer, while at clear sky, the nights are colder. But in ACC, the temperature drop-off is always the same. So, cloudy nights are especially cold in comparison to cloud-free nights. A bunch of degens, we even corrupted Isaac. How long do we have? 15 minutes. The man, the time is ticking down slowly, and the guy behind me is starting to take a bit of time out of me. I do assume they got their pressures wrong and they're now coming after me. And they probably swapped tires. I think they might make more ground up with the fresh tires here than the opponent in Paul Ricard did when he swapped tires. Oh, come on, brakes. Not good. I don't have the time to waste here. I'm missing the chicane there like this, because that costs a lot of time. You would fit there with Jordan. What do you mean with that? Right, Jordan is, I think, cat boy, if I remember correctly.
Faster car approaching. Watch out.
Oh, here there's a GT3 coming by me.
On the left.
I think the second time this race that I've actually been lapped by someone. Well, in UK we would need more Legion members. Oh boy. I'm not a good idea. My degen levels off the charts. I have an especially threatening aura when I won't be out yet. Actually, I don't. I'm kind of not. I don't know. I'm not that degen. What also I am.
The car coming up behind you.
I mean, I like hot stuff, but like also it's like I really like my memes. And I do like teasing at times, people. So all of these added together, they really result in things like
Car on the left.
if you provide something that could be interpreted a certain way, I will take the advantage and run with the damn thing. Come on, Cayman, you don't need to drive that much off the road to let them by. Just because it's a blow flag doesn't mean you need to throw your car into the gravel trap to never be seen again. That's the most fun. Well, but it leads to situations like, you know, Jordan's pictures of me. He shared on Twitter. I remain with the position that, like, oh boy, I did not actually expect them to look this way in these images.
Faster cars approaching. Watch out.
In an attempt to tease him, I really didn't succeed quite. More in the sense of providing blackmail to him.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Faster cars approaching.
But yeah, we're getting right now the Alpine experience of, there's a car half a second behind me. Guess where it is? Oh yeah, we can actually now finally tell because, you know, headlights and stuff. Shooting, yeah. This image was just... I mean, people, he's not saying like, oh yeah, he was drunk and stuff. Like, I wasn't really that drunk. Just that... It did look cute, yeah, yes. Right. I don't know how many laps we have to go at this point, but 9 minutes of the clock. I mean, yeah, the race leader recently passed us. I don't know, probably like... at least 5 or so, 6 maybe? We have about 7.5 seconds right now in hand. Oh fucking hell, I'm driving like shit again. Can't quite afford driving that shit, but you know. I can't afford driving a certain degree of shit. Actually, his motions is off. He's just put the car onto the gravel or something. He's lost a bunch of ground there. Oh, he's just returned to garage? What? He towed his car there. Yeah, he had one off and then just suddenly... Like, he lost some time in the traffic and then suddenly was off the track, seemingly. And then suddenly now towed, so yeah, I have literally no pressure at this point behind. Because the next car is the Alpine that I nearly overtook before he even pitted. Damn, but being accused of flirting was a first for me. Do you mean me being accused of flirting or you being accused of flirting?
There's a slow car up ahead. Faster car coming up behind you.
I mean, there do be quite a few of us. Few people. We're down to 3 Alpines and one of them has towed to the pits at this point. 3 cars. I mean, usually GT4 is an Alpine Cup, but you know, it wasn't that much. We started with 5 cars. We're down to 2 right now running. I mean, GT3 at least for the most part survived. I think all of the GT4s basically retired. Huh.
Clear on the left.
I don't know how that happened to you. I must have like missed the memo on that one. On that story. Yeah, I'm someone to love some spicy drama for me. As long as it doesn't involve me. I mean, that still can be entertaining somewhat. Although it usually causes anxiety at the same time, but when I'm not involved, you know, that's a bit more relaxing in that sense. We could just lean back and take it as is. Right. I mean, we're about to lap the remaining Alpine that we're fighting. Like, this race went from I'm losing this to yeah, we have no competition and we're completely dominating tonight. In the span of about 30 minutes? Yeah, it was about 30 minutes ago that he got his drive through. Actually, about 40 if we start counting also when I started running them down finally. And started momentum shifting towards me. Well, it was Jordan who did that. Why am I not surprised at the same time? No. Jordan. We probably have at this point 3 laps to go that we're coming up to. So you got accused by Jordan of flirting with him, or Someone accused you of flirting with Jordan. or you're accused by Jordan of flirting with someone else. I mean, there have been people. I mean, yeah, there have been like literally relationships between some of the drivers on the grid in V-Track.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Although the fact that these don't last particularly long is kind of concerning. What the hell is this Porsche driver doing?
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Fast car is approaching.
Interesting stuff.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Pit window is now closed.
Yeah, so one of the founders of UK and Jordan. Yeah. I mean, to say that it was Yuki is like very much not just implied here. I mean, there have been others. Jordan has mentioned Anderson before. He's not like too secretive. Right, the GT4 leader is gonna lap P2 at GT4 in a 1 hour race. Yes, Motions is actually still in the race, he just towed the car there. We have to look at the replay now. After this race, after the race, and see what happened there. Yeah, that one.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
And that's just the...
Slow car ahead.
There's a few more that like I think I won't talk about. Although I think one participant has maybe mentioned some stuff towards that. But considering those are the ones we know, how many are there that we don't know about? On the other hand, the grid is not that large. I don't think the Chinese drivers that were there for the well, I can't really say anymore the previous season of V-Track, because, you know, that is the season 0 at this point. But yeah, for season 7 of VTuber GT, the Chinese that were driving there, I don't think they were quite as gay as we were. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they didn't need to be gay because some of them were female. Doesn't matter. And in the end, also in general, doesn't really matter. So let us just continue racing. For now.
Leader has finished the race.
What I'm noticing actually with the dashboard of the Alpine, there are fields for if what headlights if you have the headlights on, I mean, you can see, like, if you turn the headlights off, that icon disappears. Oh, now we get the, because that definitely wasn't on before the... But the high beams were on. They were on, the high beams. For some reason, however, the high beams icon was not illuminated on my dash. So let's see. Is the... Oh, it doesn't illuminate for the rain light, but I guess if you switch the windscreen wiper on, it will show that the wiper is on. It's like, yes, there's an icon on my dashboard that shows me if the windscreen wiper that is literally right in front of me is on. Not like I couldn't, you know, tell. I mean, if the thing fails, I guess you can tell that you tried to turn it on, but it doesn't work.
Excellent job, man. What a race. E1. Bring it back home safely.
Okay, the community is... Yeah, it's nearly as bad as, like, some VR chat club. How gay this is. Although the difference is, a lot of us are actually using, you know, male models compared to VR chat. Well, in the wider racing VTuber scene, there's definitely some people... I mean, Lithium Fox doesn't stream in his female model, but he has a female model, so... That's the thing, right? I got light graining on my front tires there. But otherwise, they're barely worn down at all throughout this entire long race. Like, genuinely, they're only down to 2.82 on the front and 2.6 on the rear. But that light graining probably caused me to start losing pace in the end there. Oh, Beelib, you just joined us as we wrapped up the race. I mean, we're gonna look at the replay because there was some stuff going on with some... Because... Yeah, that race happened. Because I didn't qualify on pole here, as you might see. I started third. Oh well, that's actually... Yeah, we started third. Because the Mercedes were faster than us, about half a second that I just couldn't make up in qualifying. And that also continued for the first few opening laps during the race. Not Smortions, Marson would drive away there. Okay, what the hell happened with that Porsche? It just stopped and then nearly ran me off the circuit. Yeah, second of what Porsche did there. Okay, slowing down. Oh yeah, okay, the cars in front just Constantina, and then the Porsche just stopped for a brief moment, right? Could I get my car? Nope, we don't want to jump that far ahead. Let's just watch here. Motions doesn't get but quite. Oh, the train is passing through a tunnel, so no internet. Aw. You guys have the internet on the trains? I mean, you're probably using cell phone service, so you know, because the Deutsche Bahn does offer in their trains Wi-Fi, except I've noticed not a lot of trains actually have it. Like, a few have it, but like not all. And the funny part is, because I've set it up to auto-connect to the Wi-Fi, when it passes through the central station, it connects to the Wi-Fi that is in the central station, briefly. So that's just funny, but yeah, I mean, if it would actually work, it would be useful, because I could just VPN back to home, so I could still access data directly without burning through my phone's hotspot volume. Because one of the problems is my university does block UDP ports, so I can't VPN actually home from the university Wi-Fi. I have to set up a hotspot to do that, so that's fun. Yeah, I will look at the catwalk. Bring them in a moment. But yeah. But I mean, honestly, these days you actually have decent cell service along the train line. Like, the cell service doesn't cut out too much. Even in the tunnel, it surprisingly continues working. And you can, for the most part, get messages out or, like, browse the web even, somewhat. It's kind of impressive. Remember there being just, like, a black hole when you headed into the tunnels. And outside of the tunnels, that section just was also, like, incredibly spotty before. Nowadays you can head into a forest and still get cell service somehow. Like, Germany has genuinely kind of improved in this aspect. I mean, you would in the past get cell service, you just didn't get any, like, internet at all. You could still get emergency calls and like, just normal calls out because, you know. Although there, I do remember a certain relative living in a village that just, like, literally only one phone provider had, like, any reception there, and everyone else, you had to literally just walk, like, 3 kilometers away from the village to get any service. It was genuinely impressive how terrible that was. Right. I mean, at some point I actually drop out of my... I think that's perhaps this lap? When we drop out of... Yeah, he's starting to get the run there. But, like, he's having issues to run me down in an Alpine. Yeah, and he just goes for the dive here. Not really dive, but, like, just... What a clean move that was from him. I didn't really have an answer at that time for that. Like the following lap, however. Nope, no fucking hell, I hate when this does that. Oh yeah, here, lap 5. We're just following around on the Curve Grande again. How was the race? Well, we started third, we got up to second, then lost second, and right now what we're watching is me reclaiming P2. Well, I just backed out there because I wanted to, you know, continue following him because getting more speed due to the slipstream because I'm slower than the cars, but then he throws his car off. But yeah, Marston had been at that point like 3.5 seconds ahead, and that continued to actually expand. He continued out dragging me. But just before my pit stop, I started to actually close in on him slowly. But then I decided to call into the pits because, you know, that's the race leader behind me at that point, so I'm just like, nope, we're not dealing with getting lapped here, we're just getting our pit stops early out of the way. I mean, early is relative, only about 5 minutes before the halfway point. Right. In the meantime, Marston... Where is he? Here he is. He got a drive-through penalty, so... around the same time. He comes in some pits here. I think that's his pit stop. Does he get service actually, or? I think he does. Did he get disqualified? Because he left the race at some point. He doesn't seem to enter pits, so maybe he got himself disqualified because he didn't serve his drive-through. Because I definitely saw him with a drive-through. Nope, not here at least. And okay, he's already disconnected at that point. Yeah, I mean he is spent motions at this point, so I guess he did his drive-through at some point. Yeah, there he has drive-throughs. Did it then already. So when does he retire for some odd reason? No, I finished P1 because Marston, the race leader, had gotten a drive-through. Then he just pulls off. So I had, after the pit stop, already claimed P1. And would proceed to finish P1. Because that was the order then at that point. Yeah, as I said before, I pitted, that's Marston in front here. That's me, and then Smortron's behind. Oh yeah, that's the lap we fucked up the corner. And if we jump forward again, we're up to lap 22. I was just chugging at that point laps down because Smortron's was about 10 seconds behind me after his pit stop, although he did start closing in. Up until like lap 26 when suddenly something happened I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, we won again, despite literally me struggling at the beginning of the race to stay with the Mercedes. Just before the pit stop they started slowing down. So I started closing in. Then Smartson's got a drive through for track limits, so that helped my case a lot. Okay, he overcooks this corner here completely. But he's still fine. So far as everything is good. There goes the BMW. Oh, he did the Hamilton! He did the Hamilton! Oh, that explains everything why he suddenly towed, because he binned it. He forgot to upshift there. Oh, he's running a lot of TC and ABS there. I don't think that's necessary really with the Merc. Yeah, he just boinked. Oh yeah, that's everything shattered. He finished the race still, but like, you know, at that point his car was just toast. Right, where's... Yeah, we have Elford here still in the race. He pitted at least, I think, twice or something. Yeah, he pitted here at least. He's here in the pits. Yeah, he was not doing too hot. Yeah, I had just lapped him that previous lap. But yeah, he was constantly just literally driving off the road to let people by. It's a bit of an issue. Yeah, this is the bizarre thing with this league. Like, there's genuinely people always that are like faster than me, but they just don't convert that into a good race result. Over the race distance, I somehow end up being faster because they fall off. I guess he just broke too late. I don't know. He seems to really just struggle to get around the circuit at that point. I don't know what he's doing. But is his car badly damaged? No, it looks fine. So what happens on his final lap here? Oh Jesus Christ, what is he doing? He just keeps on moving out of there. Are you wearing the same red for the 13th time in a row? No, not at all. Totally not. No, how could I? How could I do that? You know what? Because I wanted to show something on camera, but like, I've done so, yeah. Well, we're gonna briefly wait to figure out what happened to him, and then we're gonna show some stuff. What time is it right now? No, we don't wanna close. I just wanna navigate here. 2300. Yeah, let me continue watching my replay. 13 Lucas. Ah, he spun here. Okay, that explains it. And he also impacted the wall there. And there comes Motions by. Feeling inspired to do the same thing, like a lap later. A lap and one Although this guy seems to just, he continued a bit. And this car actually looks... Red blue. Only on that specific stream, huh? Yeah, I mean, Jeff said that they were red, so, you know, I will take Jeff's opinion, but it seems also... But also, Chris and, God damn it, Greg. Chris and Greg, how was my brain forgetting his name? Were like, at the end of the 24 hour, yeah, they're red. Once the daylight came in to my room. It's just the lighting in my room causes things to look, different. Yeah, he's pulling over here. That explains that one. I think that wraps the entire stream up. So yeah, depending on what time of day I drive, I guess it changes what fire color I'm wearing. We're back to the infamous, what color is this dress argument, basically. Alright. Give me a moment, I will get some... You know... Eric, yeah. How many times are you gonna ask me I won again? Like, I detailed this. How I ended up winning. Or is it just you have such a terrible connection that you, keep on having to watch me in, like, 5-second chunks and then load for 30 seconds to be able to watch 5 seconds more? Because if that's the case, okay, fine. Then you might just miss me saying that I finished first. Again, despite starting third, despite struggling in the start to keep up with the other guys, I caught a lucky break, and I started making up ground, and I then also caught lucky breaks to get me into the lead and into a safe and secure finish again. A lot of tunnels. You know, if there's a lot of different tunnels, aren't they just in bridges? Isn't a tunnel just a bridge from a different perspective? Big brain moment. Right, I will get something briefly. Hold on. Lukas' shadow. Oh god. Oh god, I didn't actually expect my shadow to be cast away. But I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Right. Okay, so, give me a moment to grab this here. Come on. Yeah. Some cat paws. How does it actually look on stream? I need to get the overlay. And yeah, they did come with some cat ears that have some bells in it. This is just fun. Right, but this is also the reason why I don't stream with like dark fly highs, because you know you don't see anything. you just don't see anything. Right, there's my grabbies. I dare you to drive with this. I don't really want to. It is already weird enough to walk on this. Although right now pushing the pedals is actually not too bad. Like, this doesn't feel bad at all. Like, this isn't too bad. Although it does, like, not feel quite right. But, on the other hand, how do your paws actually feel when holding the steering wheel? I would say not too bad either. Although I don't want to ruin them, because they would immediately get just the black rubber off it. Right, sorry. And I mean, I'll take these off as well. Show them also off. Oh, come on. Right, they seem to just want to roll over these ears, because they want to be a bit bottom these ears. I mean, this outfit is in general a bottom, so, you know. Yeah. Yeah, the fox has cat ears. It's funny. I even have bunny ears. Because he did come with my bunny girl outfit. Yes, I do own a bunny girl outfit. Along with maid outfits. A sailor uniform as a onesie, which is a funny combination. It's kind of comfy, that onesie. And then what else do I have? A dress, a pink one. And I think that's about it in terms of the outfits I own right now. Besides a shit ton of thigh highs, some panties, and bra. So, yeah. I want a sloth outfit. What is here also? But that Canon one, Felix, please. But it's so expensive. Well, yeah. Okay then. How long have we been live? 2 hours. I mean, this is a reasonable amount of time that we've been live. I think it's time to say goodnight for me to get some sleepies in. It's already 11 PM. I have to get up at 9, and I haven't slept too much last night, so maybe it makes sense to wrap this up at this point and call it a night. And just get some sleepies in. Okay then. Good night. Bye bye. You're the one to say.